Hello everyone, my name is Aditi and in today's video I will tell you some tips and techniques of how to draw any object and how to color any object in a more beautiful and accurate manner. So because of that very reason my video will get large enough because I am making a detailed video. So I'm dividing my video into two parts. So this is the first part of my video where I will tell you that how to draw any object and then how to color that very object. And in the second part of this video, I will tell you the concept of light and shadow, that how shadow is formed and how using the shadow, by making the shadow of any object, we can give it as an illusion of 3D effect, 3D view. So without any delay, let's get started. And yes, one more thing, I am attaching the second part, link of my second part video just down below this description box. Don't forget to check that too. So this is what we are going to draw in this video. I hope you like it. Now let's see how to draw this butterfly or any object and how to do the shading in that object. So this is my reference picture and I have taken this picture from the internet. So let's start making it now. So the first tip is that whenever we have to draw anything, make a rough figure of it with the help of pencil, and that too very lightly. Don't use the hard pencil, don't make it darker. The reason is that whenever we are drawing something, there are 100% of chances of committing any error. So if there is any error, we have to erase it. And if we will make a darker line by pressing the pencil very hard, then it will become difficult to erase that. Even if the area has been erased, still it will get a patch on the paper, and that will be visible once we will do the shading either with the pencil or the colors. It will show up anyhow. So that's why draw anything very lightly with the pencil. So the tip number 2 is whenever we have to draw anything, you can draw plenty of lines to get that one perfect line. As you can see in the picture that I am using so many lines just to make one perfect line. I'm not like, okay, in one go I have made it. We will never get in one go. We have to draw so many lines just to get that one perfect line. So another tip while drawing is that whenever we are drawing anything and if there are some curves in the picture, the outline is not smooth. Like in this picture, the outline is not smooth. There are some curves. Then we will not make curves directly. We will just make us one smooth line first in the shape it is. Like the way I am doing, I am making a smooth line firstly in the shape, and then once I got the shape of that figure, then I'll make curves on it. So I'm making it very light so that my curves will be highlighted, and I'll erase that line after that. So I will follow the same thing for another wing that is also having a curvy outline, but I'm not going to make an outline curvy directly. The reason is that when we will make some lines which are not in a straighter way or a smooth way, then there are so many chances of committing the error and not getting that accurate shape. So to get that accurate shape first, we will draw it with the straight line or the smooth one line. Then we can go with the shape that is required. Once we got that shape, then we will follow that outline that is given in the picture. So see, I have got that outline now, and then I am going to make curves on it, and afterwards I am highlighting my curves and erasing the line that is below it. So my rough figure of butterfly is ready, and I have drawn it very lightly. I have not drawn it very dark. The reason is that when we have to make realistic things, we don't give it a darker outline. We enhance the outlines with the color itself, with the original color of the object. So now I am going to do pencil colors in it. I have Faber-Castell with me. It is a 48 color pencil set. I am going to use it for very first time. So let's see how it comes out to be. Before Faber-Castells, I used Dom's pencil color set and it was great. So this is how it looks inside. And now let's begin with the coloring part. So the first step of coloring is that whenever we are going to draw anything, understand the base color of that object. The base color is the original color of that object and other colors are the layers on it that are due to the lighting effect. So I can see the base color of this butterfly is pink. So if you are going to draw an apple, then the base color of that apple will be either it's yellow or it's red. And on that you can do so many colors by layering it on. But we see so many colors because of that lighting effect. That are the tones on it. So the base color is red for that apple. In the same way, it is pink for this butterfly and on it I am going to do other colors. So let's start doing it now. So I'm getting so many pinks with me and I'll try and test which pink will suit better. And then I will do that pink as a base color. And one thing more, always do the base color in a lighter way because you are going to do other colors on it. You are going to layer other colors on it. And if you will do it in a darker way, then it will become difficult for you to blend them, to blend the other colors. So always start with the lighter one and then go to the darker one. So I have done the base color and now let's start with the layering part. So firstly I am going with the red undertones. Near towards the head of the butterfly I can see the red and orangish undertones. So I will mix match both the colors to get that perfect color. So let's see how to get that color. So I am coloring it at that very area where I find the red and the orangish part. So I will mix match both the red and the orangish undertones to get that perfect color. So I am mix matching both the colors as you can see in the video. And I have left some space for that white highlighted part, which we will do it later on by just leaving it aside and to make it more highlight with the eraser. It's better to leave it aside rather than making a color and then using the eraser because after that we can't get that perfect highlighted patch. So as you can see that I have done my reddish and orangish part and now I have done the pinkish part where I could see that pinkish color. I am not specific to one pink color. I am mix matching many pink tones that I have with me in this Faber-Castell. So I am mix matching both the colors to get the darker shades wherever it is the darker one. I am mix matching both many of the pinkish undertones. And now at the top of the wing there is a purplish color. For that I will use the purplish undertones present with me in this Faber-Castell range. So I will mix match all of them and I'm also using pink in between to make it appear that pink is a base color. So you can see that I have used many purplish undertones to get that perfect purple color. Now I am blending it with the blending stump. So I'm done with the purplish color as well and now let's do the black color for the veins of the wings. So I am just simply using the black color in the same way it is used in the picture. At the outline of the wing we can see some tiny circles. So I have roughly made the circles and now I am going to leave it and color rest of the part with the brown color. Yes, with the brown color because I need a dark black color and for that I don't have that black color in my Faber-Castell as a darker one. So for that I am using the brown color first and on that I will use the black color to get that darker impression of the butterfly. And now I'm layering that brown color with the black color, just leaving those tiny circles aside so that I can't color them and to make that circles highlighted ones as shown in the reference picture. And now I'm just giving the last touch up by making those areas darker, which I feel requires more darkness, and making those areas lighter, which I feel requires more lightness, with the help of eraser. So I felt that I need more darker pink and more purple, so I have darkened them and I have highlighted the lighter areas with the help of eraser. My first wing is ready, and in the same way I have made that second wing. As you can see that the purple color is very less in the second wing as compared to the first wing. So now I am going to do the red color, and you can see that I am going to do the shading in a circular manner. It helps in blending the color very well. So if we will follow that circular manner technique for doing the shading, then it helps in blending and layering up the colors very well, and I will like you to practice this technique. To make the things more darker, I am also using black color with the purple color. To make the things more purplish, more darker purplish, because I am not having that darker purplish with me, so what I am doing is, on the purple color I am also layering the black color and then again doing the purple color on it, so that I can get that darker purplish color. And now I am highlighting the areas with the eraser. So our butterfly is almost ready now. And now to give it more a 3D look, three-dimensional look, we will make a shadow of it. And for that I will use different colors of black, but I will tell you about all this thing in the second part of the video in very detailed way, that how to make a shadow and what are the concepts of shadow, that how it is formed and where it is formed. So don't forget to watch that video. It is down below the description box. Thank you for watching this video. Let's meet in the second part of this video now.